everybody, this is the Sliders Review. I'm here today to talk about Black History Month, the month that is a celebration of my people, because I am a black man and everything. And it's about all our accomplishments, all the oppression that we have gone through over like centuries of living in like America and stuff like that. And even till this day, we are still being oppressed. And so I'm here today to talk to you about certain characters or TV shows or episodes that revolve around Black History Month that I personally enjoy. So I'm here today to talk to you about Power Rangers in Space, Five of a Kind. So this is another TJ Center episode, now as him as the Blue in Space Ranger, because he was demoted to second in command because there was already an established like Red Space Ranger. Power Rangers in Space is like my second all-time favorite. That my first, I think it truly is Lost Galaxy. Like everything just started to come together with Lost Galaxy. Things started getting like more mature, darker themes, and it all started within space. Things started to get dark. It left the silly goofiness of Turbo behind, but it still kept some of its cheesy 90ness, which was like a problem. And so like that's kind of one reason why like it's not my all-time like number one favorite, but it is second because they kept the Bulk and Skull character in space, which never served no purpose whatsoever, because they've already graduated. They now have jobs. The original team and people they knew are all gone, and why were they still around lagging around and hanging out with a bunch of new teenagers and that they never knew? So I never understood that. And so like within space, things started to get more epic on a space odyssey. It's very much Star Wars with a slight bit of like Star Trek, whereas Lost Galaxy is more Star Trek. And I love Star Trek. So anyways, in this episode, the Psycho Rangers have already been introduced and they have been kicking the Rangers' butts for about 2 episodes now. And they've only defeated Psycho Pink. And it takes so much just to defeat one, and now they have the rest to deal with. And so the episode actually starts off with the battle. They already morphed. They are getting their butts whooped, just handed to them. And TJ takes a big blow to where his bat costume is very singed. And so when he wakes up, he's in the infirmary on the Astro mega ship. And so like the Rangers, they worry because it's kind of like they've never seen anything like this. This is like the darkest Rangers, evil Rangers they've ever like encountered in Power Ranger history. And so like Astronema, she has now been brainwashed by Dark Spectre. She's rocking her red wig. She has the cyborg implants, but sneakily she is draining Dark Conda, or Dark Spectre of like his no, Dark Conda's the other dude, Dark Spectre. She's draining Dark Spectre of his energy by using the Psycho Rangers. Every time they're in battle, they drain him of his energy. He has no idea who's draining him, but he wants her to investigate. This was when she was at her all-time evil, and I like loved it. I've always loved Melody Perkins. However, when the first couple of episodes of In Space started, her acting wasn't that great. She was kind of like overdoing it, but then halfway into it, she started getting better. But once she had went dark, ooh, she got good and stuff. And so when TJ wakes up, he's like battered and bruised, and he's trying to figure out how to defeat the psychos. As they're looking at their chess piece, he's all like, well, hold up. Because see, the thing about the Blue Ranger in Space Sentai, he was the smart one. So TJ started to gain some level of intelligence more in space, but not on the level of say like Billy. And and that was a recurring theme at that time of Blue Rangers. They were like considered like the smart ones and like Power Rangers and stuff until Lost Galaxy came around. Sorry, Kai. And so like he decides that Well, he determines that like the psychos want them to fight color on color because they drain the information from the Ranger's brain and they know their fighting skills. So he thinks it's best that they change it up. So instead of red fighting red, it'll be like red fighting yellow. So they put that play in the move. It does not work. They are still getting their butts kicked because the psychos are just too skilled of warriors to take down. And this is really starting to get to him. Like, it's getting to the point where, he knows they have to find a way to defeat them, but he just can't figure it out. So when Cassie goes to bring him food because he's still hurt, he is just like watching the footage of them getting their butts kicked like a hawk. And as they're watching it, they're trying to determine some kind of weakness that the psychos have, but they cannot figure it out. And so as they're like looking, the videotape messes up and it plays back everything in black and white. As he's watching it, he can't determine which ranger is who, and that gives him an idea. So they go back to the chess pieces and he spray paints them blue. And he's all like, that has to be their weakness. The psychos are like psychotic and they are ego driven and stuff. All they want to do is defeat their color. But it's gonna be hard. They can't figure out which color is which. So when the psychos are like in town, all of the Rangers are now decked out in blue. This confuses the crap out of the Psycho Rangers. And like two of them, well, let's see, which ones are left? Black, yellow, and red decide to like hang back. Yellow is up above watching everything go down because she is very sneaky and conniving. And so like blue decides, screw this, I'm gonna like destroy all of them. He don't care which is which. And so he's fighting all of them, thinking he has the Blue Ranger, but he doesn't. And so it's getting to the point where he's frustrated, even to the point where he starts blasting his own comrades and stuff, because he doesn't want none of them to have the glory and stuff. The Psychos are very selfish. But then, before even that can happen, something weird happens. Psycho Silver comes down. And when Psycho Silver comes down, I remember this moment was like, oh my God, Strama created a new Psycho and everything. And so like he's fighting the Rangers and everything. And Psycho Blue is getting jealous. He's all like, he is not gonna let this new guy defeat all the Rangers. So, but then what's ironic is that Psycho Silver lifts off his helmet and it's Zane, the Silver Ranger. And this just makes him even more mad. So Zane Morris and him and TJ, they defeat Psycho Blue. And it's cool to see those two fight together because that's something you really don't see. And so but then he turns himself huge. The other three Psychos decide they're going to leave because Blue wants to take all the glory. Darkanda is being severely drained. And so they have to call on the Astro. Well, no, they don't call on that. They call on the Mega Ringer and the boom, 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 boom. What's that thing called? The Mega Voyager. And so they are doing all they can to defeat this dude, but this dude is just tough all on his own. And when they're in their giant form, they're in their monster form where they have more power. And so this dude has the ability to freeze, and he freezes part of the Mega Voyager. So they turn on like the heating system, but then they thought then TJ thinks to himself, because see in the Sentai footage, they do a lot of Megazord stuff, a lot of talking, a lot of strategy, stuff like that. And TJ determines if they keep heating up the Megazord and channel it into the lasers, then they'll have a better chance of defeating that dude and wounding him, which it works. So then they use the wings of the Mega Winger, they fly up and they destroy the monster. And finally, they have destroyed another Psycho and everything. The other three, they have determined, like, they're ready to start doing things on their own because they're getting tired of Astrama and her punishing them. TJ, even though he is not the leader, he still has leader abilities in him. And he is able to just, like, deduce, like, a plan of attack strategy where even Andros couldn't. Why couldn't Andros do it in this episode? He's too busy thinking about his sister, Corone, because it's already been established that Astronema is Corone. And when she tried to turn good, Dark Spectre turned her evil and stuff. And he worries that he might not never see his sister again because they've been separated since they've been kids. And it was kind of like a Luke and Leia type situation with them, but no kissing and stuff. But TJ assures him that, they will get her back eventually. And when they do, they're going to find Zordon and they're going to stop this evil like once and for all. I gotta say, I'm still bummed the dude's not the Red Ranger no more. 'Cause I think he would have made an interesting Red Ranger, but it does make sense on the storytelling wise. That it makes more sense for the dude who's actually an alien who has traveled around space to be the Red Ranger and stuff. I mean, he could have been second in command, Andros, but they decided to make him Red. Why they decided, who knows? You know what I'm saying? But like I said before, it took a whole 5 years for them to have another like black person be like Red Ranger. And so even though TJ's time as Red Ranger was short-lived, at least he was able to represent something for young kids looking up to him, and a lot of black kids who watched this back in the day really looked up to him as both Red and Blue Ranger because he was an incredible Ranger and stuff. Happy Black History Month, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Bye.